Violet, can you read this? Oh, okay, here we go.
Hey Brian, any plans on addressing the recent comments made about you by FNF? Some valid criticisms there, even though slightly hypocritical. Maybe making an appearance on their show to clear your name. Also, hi Mary.
Sure.
Hi. What was said?
Yeah, I'll just address it very quickly. What I want to do is actually do a thorough written response. Maybe I'll do an actual in-video response, but I haven't really perfectly determined what my response would be and be able to precisely articulate all my counter arguments to it. The brief answer would be, just as a point of clarity, basically, Fresh and Fit is a very similar podcast to ours. They started before us. I've repeatedly credited them to some degree as inspiration for the show. I've had nothing but positive things to say about them. I've said, I've shouted them out a whole bunch. I've reached out to both Myron and Fresh to attempt to arrange for a collaboration. We have some mutual connections that I've tried to get an intro that way. It's been clear to me for a very long time that they're not interested in collaborating, which is fine. I am not owed a collaboration, much in the same way that I do not owe anybody else who reaches out to me to want to collaborate with me. I don't have an issue with that. What I likely suspect is they view me as competition, ergo, they do not want to compete, or excuse me, they do not want to collaborate with a competitor in the same way that you might, for example, say, and shout out to Length or Gurf on Reddit for this one, Coca-Cola may not want to collaborate with Pepsi. I get it. Although what I would argue is that when it comes to the digital content creation space, it's not like a zero-sum game where if I have viewers, I'm taking away from their viewers. I don't really think that's how it works. I would compare it to like two musical artists, let's say two rap musicians. Rap musicians frequently collaborate, even though they're in the exact same genre. They're making the same type of music. Perhaps their lyrical structure is similar. The instrumentals they're in C major. There's all kinds of things where you can find a lot of commonality in music. There's this complaint that, that the podcast is a ripoff or a copy. My response to that would be, first off, nobody has an intellectual property right to a live dating podcast, so there's certainly no copyright infringement or intellectual property infringement. You cannot trademark an idea. Now, in the same way that, for example, there's allowed to be more than one rapper. There's allowed to be more than one horror film. You're allowed to have more than one drama. There's a lot of similarities. What I would say is they are not the first to do a podcast. They're not the first to do a live podcast. They're not the first to do a dating podcast. They're not the first to do a dating roundtable. They're not the first to talk about these things. I would argue that Tim Likas, Patrice O'Neal, and a couple other people have been talking about this for a long time, dating all the way back to the 90s, early 2000s, Tom Likas. When it comes to dating shows, you have Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew dating all the way back to the 90s. You have, I've seen Oprah episodes where they assembled a panel of men and women and talked about dating. I've heard about who should pay on first dates. There's old retro video you can pull up of Oprah actually talking to Warren Farrell, who's a men's rights advocate, about who should pay for first dates. These conversations have been going on for a very long time before some of these people were even born. Who else? You had, so Patrice O'Neal, Tom Likas, Adam Carolla. I think I'm missing one. You have Kevin Samuels. You have a bunch of people. Howard Stern has been bringing on random women and talking about dating and relationships for a very long time. We've obviously gathered to some degree inspiration from their show. Now, in any case, if they don't want to collaborate, that's fine. My issue is when you start, and I'd rather save this for a proper actual response because we're limited on time here during the show. He said essentially that I'm in it for the money and that and that we don't share the same values because one time I promoted a sex toy. Again, I'd rather save my actual rebuttal when I've actually given it more thought. There's a lot of things I can point out in how they choose to conduct themselves that, I mean, I would say get off your high horse when it comes to your claims of value. Also, I could also make very compelling arguments of these accusations that we're just in it for the money. I'm prepared to show that in a lot of ways, you guys have monetized your audience to a far greater degree than I have when it comes to, you know, again, I don't have an issue with the way they're monetizing. I don't have an issue, but don't make criticisms of me when it comes to the way I'm monetizing. And I could point out some ways that you guys, again, I don't have an issue with the way they're moving, but don't get off your high horse, okay? This cope about he's just in it for the money. I mean, my dudes, you guys charge a lot of money for some of the products you sell. The thing is that they bill themselves. I don't bill myself as a dating coach, a guru, or an expert. I'm just a normal guy. And I talk about dating and relationships. I will never bill myself as an expert or a guru or a coach. I'm not gonna do landing page funnels and charge you guys $500 to buy some product. Again, I don't have that. I have no issue with them doing that. But if you're going to get on your podcast when I've had nothing but nice things to say about you and essentially attack me, the insinuation that you're making with Fresh shaking his head like, bro, this guy's in it for them. Actually, should we? I don't know how. Look, it's just like you cannot sit there and say I'm in it for the money when you guys are charging people thousands of dollars to go to your subscriber milestone parties. You're selling a $500 course on how to DM girls on Instagram. You're selling a $700 course on how to be a high value male. You are doing live events where you're selling VIP tickets. We do super chats, we do donations. There are different triggers for that for us. We have memberships. We have, let's see, we got merch. We have, what's the other? Oh, merch, memberships, super chats, donations. I'm trying to think if there's another one that I'm blanking on here. What's that? Oh, no, that's not. They do all of that and more. So, I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to collaborate. I've reached out to them. And also there's this thing like, I've reached out to them to extend an olive branch. I say, and hey, let's work together. They either just don't respond or it is what it is. There's a lot of backstory. I'm not going to get into all of it, but it's kind of silly because I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I think actually it'd be a very mutually beneficial collaboration, but they don't view it in that way. Look, I'm not entitled to a collab. They've left me on red. They don't respond to me. I've even just wanted to have a conversation with Myron. He doesn't want to. I'm not all prissy about it. I just haven't followed up. I don't have an issue with them not wanting to collaborate, but when you go on your show, just say you don't want to collaborate because I'm a competitor. I get it. But don't get off your fucking high horse about, oh, don't share values, bro. I'm not going to get into it. I don't feel the need to like engage in some beef. And there's a lot of things I could say about your guys' values because you're criticizing mine and you're basically accusing me of grifting. I mean, again, there's a lot of things I could say. What I would point out is, again, actually, fuck it. Pull up Walter Weeks' Instagram. I think there might be a tab for it. I'm in it for the money. Pull it up. I'd like to remind you, actually go back really quick. So I still drive a car I bought 10 years ago, a $20,000 Toyota. I don't have any bling. I wear $20 flannels. I wear $5 black t-shirts. I wear sweatpants from Costco. Pull up Walter Weeks. Let's talk about the money. It's all about the money, right? Go down. Okay. Scroll down. Click that one with the G-Wagon. Okay. Life is too short to drive boring cars. Okay. X out of that. He's got, scroll up. This one. He's got some bling. He's got a thing. I don't know if he has a Rolex. Click on the green car one. Here, you're gonna have to move us to the other side. Okay. Is that a Lamborghini? Cool. Next, go down. There's another Lamborghini. There's another Lamborghini. I don't know how much your necklace costs, but okay, scroll down. There's a red I assume he owns these, right? I'm pretty sure he owns these. There's you on a private jet. Scroll down. Okay, click the one with the 3 cars on the far left here. That's your 3 cars. God's plan, blessed and highly favored. Okay, scroll down. Up a little bit. Up, the one with the umbrella. Why do you have an umbrella, dude? It's sunny. You can X out that. Scroll down. Scroll down. I'm trying to find where there's a... Oh, this one of him getting off the private jet. Let's click on that. No. The private jet. Scroll down. Yeah. My life is a movie. It should be on film. Flexing with 100K. That shit sounds silly. 2 Lambos at the same time. That shit sound litty. Now, bear in mind, when Myron was saying that I'm in it for the money, Fresh was shaking his head, like in disapproval that I'm just in it for the money. I don't know, your lifestyle is rather superficial, but pull it back up. The Instagram. Oh, okay, hold on.
Grid One Motorsports donated $100. 1ST Violet, get out of CA and go find a tall cool Texan to marry you. Second, Brian, I have some issues with the financial side of the Red Pill space, specifically Burr, etc., and some of the relationship advice they give. You show is cool, so here is few bucks.
Yo, Grid One, I appreciate the support, man. Thank you. Go ahead. Click on the next one, the Lambo. Yeah. Money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you Lamborghini. I think that's the extent of what I need to show. These accusations that I'm in it for the money, meanwhile, you are sitting across from someone who, at least to me, appears to very much be in it for the money, given the lifestyle that he is trying to sell. He has multiple exotic cars, bling, jewelry, etc. So I think you ought to look, Myron, you ought to look internally at the people that you have around you before criticizing me for allegedly being in it just for the money. That's all I'll have to say about that. So, moving on. Let's see. And look, I don't have anything against any of the, like, bro, whatever. So, look, I don't have anything against them monetizing, but don't sit there and say it like it's ridiculous, bro. Okay.
Do you feel better now?
It's not whether I feel better or not. I'm just addressing.
No, yeah, like letting it out.
What I don't know what you're trying to get at.
That felt like a vent session. Yeah.
No, I really appreciated it.
Okay, I appreciate your guys' patronizing tone with your questioning, but look, I've said nothing but positive things about these guys. They don't want to collaborate. That's fine, but it is what it is. So whatever. I'll just say, like, you guys monetize your audience in a lot of ways. I don't have an issue with it, but get off your fucking high horse talking about I'm just in it for the money, bro. You guys do your 1 million sub party, $550 general admission, $1,550 for meet and greets. This is what you're charging your viewers, by the way. $2,000. I don't have an issue with it, but don't say I'm just in it for the money when you guys are fleecing your, like, doing this to your audience. $2,000 meet and greet, $4,000 for a VIP experience, $5,500 take a scene in the studio to experience a live show. Look, I don't have an issue with any of that, but like, if you're gonna criticize me, I'm gonna defend myself. So whatever. Like, it is what it is. You guys have promoted gambling. You guys promote penis pills. You guys promote. Again, I don't have an issue with it. I did 1 or 2 Blue Chew promotions too. I don't have an issue with it, but like, you guys promote gambling. You guys promote penis pills. You guys have done like promotions where girls were naked on your show. You have a stripper pole in your show. You have girls twerking on you. Like, fuck, like this shit about values. It's fucking bogus. Fresh charges $1,000 for a 20-minute phone consultation. That's $3,000 for a 1-hour phone consultation. It's just like, whatever, man. It is what it is. Okay, so There's probably other shit, whatever.
Would you ever do call-ins on this show?
Whatever, maybe, I don't know.
I think that would be cool, because then they could like make it out to someone, and then
Yeah,
that
definitely.
someone
That's
could
a good
answer.
idea.
And then when you hang up, you all talk about it. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
You should do blind dates too, like set people up.
That would
I
be
think that
cool.
would be fun.
I think people would be scared.
Let's brainstorm your show right now.
What's that?
I'd be
We have
down.
ideas.
Yeah, I'd be down for a blind date.
Yeah.
Also, like, this is your job, right? This is what you do
Yeah.
for money. Why would you feel bad about that?
No, I mean, the reality is anybody who's in the content creation space and says they do it out of the goodness of their heart, obviously, like, if I can advocate for men, like these guys say I'm not true red. Actually, can you pull up, there's a photo. It's like a SpongeBob photo. This is kind of, could you make it smaller, the video? You're not really red pill, Brian. You're here just for the money. Men, yeah. Like, this was from Lang for Gurf on Reddit. Like, this is what it is. Like, anybody who does content creation, like, they want, again, get off your fucking high horse. Like, honestly, I actually come at this more from a men's rights perspective than a red pill perspective. That's a whole nother fucking conversation. Shout out Length or Gur for that one. But anybody who is a content creator who says they're not doing it for the money, it's like, come on, bruv. Go check out all his exotic cars. Check out his G-Wagon. Like, I don't know. Whatever, dude.